Slayer is a full-time job, but it doesn't pay the bills.
So you're telling me I'm broke? Start charging. For what? Slaying vampires. Now, let's talk rates.
An all-new Buffy.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Slade, the Buffyverse Revisited. I'm one of your hosts. I am Jeremy.
I am your other host, James.
And this week, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be shaking our moneymakers into Season 6, Episode 4, Flooded.
That's right.
Because that's
We
how I
will be
feel every time we get together, is I feel flooded.
flooded with emotion, flooded with joy, flooded
Jizz.
with sure, okay. Wow.
Anyway, James, what's going on? How are you doing? What's new? Tell us all about your entire life from beginning to end.
Well, I was born
At a very young age?
at a very young age on a cold February night,
Okay.
in a little town called Elk Grove Village, at Alexian Brothers Hospital at
Okay.
approximately 7 p.m.
Did your dad slap the doctor and say, no?
No, he did not. He did not. No, I'm good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Everything is spectacular and wonderful and beautiful. And how are things with you?
Everything is beautiful in
Beautiful
its own way.
in its own way.
Yeah. No,
Under God's heaven. Oh, sorry.
you should be. Since we have, it's only been about 25 minutes since we've seen each other last. I'm doing fan-fucking-tastically.
Beautiful.
Except I
Beautiful.
did break my uterus.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Takes a while to heal.
That does, yeah. You don't come back quick from a broken uterus.
No, no. Your
No.
football days are over for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. Your
Yeah.
football days are donezo, buddy.
I guess I have to say
Done.
goodbye to the lingerie football league.
Yeah, that's a loss for them,
Yeah,
really.
it really is.
Anyway,
So, anyway, that
um
went over like a turd in a punch bowl.
um where am I? What am I doing? I don't know. Uh A couple of things, real quick, before we
Okay.
dive into the episode. I keep meaning to mention these things and I keep forgetting, so they're a little bit delayed, but here they are. Um, we would like to welcome Tavis McClelland to our YouTube channel. We would like to welcome Eddie Sparks to our YouTube channel. They both subscribed.
Okay.
Um, Tavis subscribed back in May, and Eddie subscribed back in July.
So they've probably both unsubscribed by now.
They may have. And our good friend RKB Domain sent us an email. He said this was on, when did he send this? He sent this on July 29th. He said, "You're back. Yes, so glad you're back. Just saw on YouTube. Hope you guys are doing well, and we'll catch up on what I have missed. Made my day." So thank you, RKB Domain. We appreciate that. Um,
We're
and
sorry
yeah,
we're three months late mentioning it.
we are sorry we are 3 months late mentioning it. Um, but if you've been keeping up listening, then here you go. You should see it.
You've certainly not been bored, and you've certainly not had any weeks without um our humble greatness, frankly.
Frankly, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So Yeah, because as previously mentioned, with this new recording schedule we're on, there should be no downtime for you, the audience, in between episodes. So,
And yet, for us, the hosts, there's a lot of it, and it's great.
uh, so yeah, that's all I had. Let's get rid of the old tablet. There we go.
Yep,
Okay.
that's how tablets should be treated.
Just
Um,
like
uh,
Letterman used to do with the
top
top 10 cards.
top 10 card. Yep.
Yep.
And usually Paul would catch it between his vagina lips. And because I hate fucking Paul Schaefer with a deep, deep passion.
Wow.
So James,
Okay.
I have a request.
Sure.
I would like you to flood us with some dates and deets for this week's episode.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You refresh my memory. How were we going into this episode again?
We are shaking our moneymakers into this episode.
Shaking our moneymakers. Yes, as previously stated, we will be shaking our moneymakers into the fourth episode of the sixth season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the 104th episode of the series overall. Written by Jane Espenson with Douglas Petrie and directed by Douglas Petrie. Our original air date was October 16th, 2001 on the now defunct UPN network. Flooded. Our regular cast, as always, includes Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy, Nicholas Brendan as Xander, Emma Caulfield as Anya, Michelle Trachtenberg as Dawn, James Marsters as Spike, Allison Hannigan as Willow. Our guest stars this week include Danny Strong as Jonathan, Adam Bush as Warren, Tom Lenk as Andrew, Todd Stashwick as Mephischnick, Amber Benson as Tara, Michael Merton as Mr. Savitsky, John Jabale as Tito, and Anthony Stewart Head as Giles. Our Nielsen ratings for this week's episode 3.5, ranking it 93 out of the 136 primetime shows airing that week, and number 3 out of the 9 primetime shows airing on UPN that week. My synopsis this week reads: Buffy must stave off would-be supervillains and their demon for hire while shouldering grown-up responsibilities, such as a flooded basement and mounting debt.
And mounting debt. That is all of our horror story, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Mine reads, while trying to get a loan, Buffy runs afoul of 3 deadbeat sorcerers who are using the otherworldly powers of a demon to rob a bank.
Okay.
Did you
Okay.
say earlier, did you say a character's name was McFishstick?
Mephish Mephischnick.
Okay, just checking.
But McFishstick works good. I like
Yeah,
that. It's
it
fine.
actually does.
So we open and we are in the Summers home, specifically the darkened basement, and Buffy appears to be stalking some sort of prey, which we quickly find out is a dripping, leaky water pipe in on the basement ceiling. She with some goading and chastising from Dawn, who keeps questioning whether or not Buffy wants her to call a plumber. She attempts to fix the pipe and appears to have done so with the leak, with the dripping stopping, only for the pipe to burst, uh, uh, spraying water all over the basement. And that is our cold open. Wolf Howl, roll credits.
Gur arg. Actually, what's ridiculous about this scene, if you know anything about plumbing, number one, tightening a pipe is never going to stop a leak because that's not where leaks start. But let's just say that that was a thing. She tightens it, leak stops, and then every pipe in the basement ruptures at once and begins spraying everywhere. First of all, house is gone. Forget it. Move out. It's done. Because there is so much water spraying that basement and the rest of the house will be full of water in about 25 minutes. So move the fuck out. All right, I'm done nitpicking. So we come back to what I'm assuming is the next morning. Or could be the same day. I don't really know. It's now breakfast time. And the gang are discussing the horrific damage that has occurred, in which so much black mold is now going to form that they will all die. Because just fixing those leaks is only the beginning of their fucking money issues, let me tell you. Xander comes upstairs from the basement with apparently I'm going to assume that's one of his side pieces. Some dude named, what was his name?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Yeah, Bill. We'll call him Bill. He comes up with Bill the plumber, and they're awfully pally. And he's like, "Hey, Bill really knows what he's doing, if you know what I'm saying."
Bill really knows how to lay pipe.
Yes, he does. So Bill informs them that. Well, first of all, I don't want to skip over the fact that we opened on the scene with Buffy like staring at running water in the sink, which tells me they didn't shut the water off, which tells me the basement is continuing to fill up.
Yes.
But let's put that aside and just say she's just staring at this water that's running and talking nonsensically, basically. She's like, "Oh yeah, Dawn, you should eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. You should eat breakfast 3 times a day. Has anyone seen my baseball?" And like fucking Willow just walks up and turns the water off and looks at her like, "The fuck?" Like, you know? And that's when Xander and his side piece come up. And anyway, the side piece informs everyone that every pipe in their house is bad, which I can't begin to tell you how ridiculous that is. That would never be a thing. Unless this was like a house that had been abandoned for about 75 years. Um, but anyway, he tells them, yeah, they need all new copper piping, yada, yada. Because, of course, this is the days before PEX. We all know PEX would be getting used. I mean, come on.
Right? Like, please.
uh,
Jeez.
no, so they're Willow, or then he leaves, and Xander's like, "Hey, man, this, I got you a good price. I haggled him down, and he's a friend." And I'm like, "Oh, so he probably charged more." Um, and so Willow and Xander are looking at the invoice, which would not be an invoice; it would be an estimate. So again, I am picking some nits today. And Dawn comes over and she's like, "Oh, that's a weird phone number." And they're like, "That's not the phone number, that's the price." So I'm like, "What are we talking? 6 fucking figures here? 7? Come on."
Right. Right.
Like what? I don't know. Apparently one or two of the writers of this episode, if there was however many there were, don't know a lot about realism and like what things actually cost. So, yeah, so then Buffy's like, "Well, um, everybody get the fuck out of my house before I kill you all." And so, no, um, they, Buffy's basically like, "Well, this sucks, but what's the big deal? We'll just pay." And then Willow's like, "Oh yeah, so about paying." in reference to money. And Buffy's like, yeah. And then we cut to a scene where Buffy is just fucking stabbing the shit out of Will. No, she's sitting at a table looking at looks like a whole bunch of bills and receipts and whatnot. And they basically inform her that she's broke. Um, Mama Summers apparently had a really low, shitty fucking um, um, life insurance policy because it just barely covered the life insurance policy just barely covered all of her fucking medical expenses. What a dumb bitch. You should have just let her like why just die. God. Um so like all I guess the vast majority of the life insurance went to pay off her medical bills. And since Buffy doesn't work and never has, they're like Buffy like she's so shocked and like blindsided by this. Like, where did my millions go that I had when I died? And I'm like, bitch, you've never had money. Like, what? Like, why was this shocking to you? Like, I've not worked so hard for so many years. like, it's like, so they're like, yeah, you're broke. And she's like, well, fuck a duck. And then Anya comes up with the great idea that, hey, I know how you can make money. And Buffy's like, okay. And she's like, sucking dick on the corner. And Buffy's like, I tried. Mom used to do that, and she didn't really make that much. And Anya's like, well,
She made enough to pay the mortgage on that house.
and Anya's like, well, your mother was kind of ugly. And Buffy's like, true that.
True that.
No, she's like, start charging people for your slaying services. And basically, everyone takes a giant shit on Anya's head with this idea. And I'm like, hey, that's not really a bad idea. Like, she's a slayer.
Right. The Ghostbusters did it?
Yeah. And I mean, it's not that insane of an idea. I'm just saying. And then she's like, well, Spider-Man did it. Anya says this. And Dawn's like, yeah, no, he didn't. No, that wasn't a thing. And she's like, yes, it was. And Dawn's like, Xander, and he's like, how did he say that? The helping was his payment or his reward or something like that.
Action is his reward.
Yeah. And then Anya gets fucking pissed and fucking gets up and just leaves. And she's like, why don't you ever take my fucking side? And I'm like, well, because you're always wrong, Anya. Like, you're literally never right.
Try being right once in a while.
Try being not a stupid bitch, okay? And then punch her in the left eye. To teach her a lesson, Um,
No, I don't.
so he goes after her outside, and he's like, "What's with you?" And he's like, "Oh, this is because I still haven't told our nearest dearest friends that I have requested your hand in marriage." And she's like, "Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah."
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Pretty
he's like,
much.
"But honey, it's only been several episodes." And she's like, "Yeah, so we raised the dead. Um, we fought off a hell spawn group of biker demons. I think we've had time to throw it out there." And he's basically like, he sweet talks her. He sweet talks her, and she kind of falls for it, and they start kissing, and then she realizes, you mother. She like pulls away, and she's like, you fucking did it again. You're bullshitting me, and you got me to fucking buy into it. And she's like, fuck this. And she turns around and, walks away, and she says, fucking grow up, Xander. And I was like, yes, finally, one of the characters has realized that Xander is a man baby. And
Yes.
God, so, and he stands there dumbfounded, like, what does she mean?
Yeah,
I haven't
like
lived in
what
my
just
parents'
happened?
basement in 6 months. Like, I'm a grown up. And yeah, so um then we cut to again, I think it's the same day. It could be the next day. Buffy, I think it's the next day, actually, if I had to guess. The rest of that day, they all cried and broke things. So the next day, Buffy goes to the Sunnydale Securities Bank, which is conveniently located right next to HIPAA violation Memorial Hospital, um, to apply for a loan. Now, so did nobody think to tell Buffy, hey, so if you don't have any income, you're probably not going to be able to get even like $100
Alone.
loan.
Right.
um, so I guess she just thought, well, prettiness will get me a loan.
Well, and the fact that nobody was like, you need some sort of collateral and income to get a loan.
Yeah,
Just
like you
shows
could have,
how dumb they are.
yeah, like if you have, a multi-million-dollar mansion that's paid off and in your name, okay, that probably get you something.
Right.
But she's just living in a mid. Uh, I don't
Right.
know.
She's got no collateral and no income. Yeah.
Yeah, the house is basically the guy basically says the house. He says it in a weird way. Like I'm like, wait, that's not how those things are said. But I think what he was getting to was the house is upside down in the mortgage, meaning more is owed on the house than what the house is fucking worth.
Mhm.
So he's like, yeah, your house ain't worth fuck all, sister. Like, you could give it to me right now and I wouldn't want it. And then she's like, and she's just dumbfounded, like, you're not gonna give me a loan? And he's like, fuck no, like what the fuck would here's a tip. Fuck off. And about that time, is it a demon or a person? I can't. Somebody comes flying through the plate glass window. Go ahead.
No, yeah. Yeah, a demon breaks through. Yeah,
Yeah,
comes through.
lands on his desk. All hell breaks loose. There's this great big fucking fish stick demon. He's like a fish guy, like from that goofy cartoon from the 90s. What were they called? Like the Street Sharks or some shit like that. Um, he's like that guy. So a big old fight ensues, and she's like, I'm going to kick you in the face. And she goes to, but she can't because her skirt's too long. And then he punches her. This was a good effect. Like he punches her, like uppercuts her, and you see her just shoot up out of the screen. And then in the same camera shot, you see her come and land on the desk at
On a
the other
desk,
room.
yeah.
Like that was a good
Yeah, that was pretty
camera
yeah,
shot.
that was pretty good.
And she's like, "May I?" And she takes the guy's letter opener and slits her skirt up to it. And I was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
But also letter openers aren't that sharp.
Yeah, but this is Buffyverse. Thank you. Letter sharpeners are actually known murder weapons in the Buffyverse. Um, so then she jumps out and starts karate kicking the fuck out of him, and his cohorts are busy filling up satchels of money, and yeah, they're robbing the bank, and they end up escaping, and Buffy goes back to the loan officer, and she's all like, "So, I'm not saying I'm charging you, but I'm going to charge you for saving your life." And guess what? Apparently, he still told her to fuck all the way off. And
Who'd have thunk it?
we cut back to the Summers house, and Willow and Buffy are discussing what, James?
Fuck if I know.
Oh, okay. They're discussing how bad of a co-host James is. That's what they were discussing.
No, no, they're not back at the aren't they in the they're in the um they're in the magic box training room because Willow's trying
That's right.
to
Yeah, because she's beating the shit out of a heavy bag, and Yeah.
Yeah, Buffy's going to town on a heavy bag, and Willow's trying to make her angry. And
She's like, "Don't make
uh,
me angry, Willow. You wouldn't like me
you
when I'm
won't like me when I'm angry.
angry."
And Buffy's like, the hell are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to piss me off? And Willow's like, yeah, pretty much, because that seems to be the only time you show any emotion since you came back from the dead.
And she's like, "Well, I did, just come back from the dead."
Right. Um, so then we cut to the main part of the magic box, and Anya and Xander are still going back and forth about announcing their engagement, and he tells her that he's ready, and but it's not till everyone's there. And then we cut to Dawn and Tara, and Dawn is asking to help with research, and Tara says that she's too young, and uh, but gives her uh, a book anyway. And Dawn opens it, and she's like, "Well, that's a weird place for a horn." And then she's like, "Oh, that's not a horn," and she closes the book.
She's like, "That's a
Um,
large penis, Dawn." And Dawn's like, "Oh, I'm a lesbian, so I don't like that."
um, so then uh, so then Buffy and Willow come in, and Buffy's not happy that Dawn's doing research with the gang, and um, but then Dawn identifies the bank robbing demon that
Street shark,
Buffy,
fish stick
yeah, and at that point, Giles makes his return,
with a
and
flamethrower.
yeah, and burns everyone alive.
He just starts burning it. He's like, "I'm back, motherfuckers!" It's interesting. That's all I'll say.
Um, yeah, he comes he and Buffy have a nice little heart to heart, um, and before he kind of reintroduces himself to the rest of the gang, or makes it known to them that he's back.
Daddy's home, bitches.
Daddy is home, bitches. Um, so then we cut to uh I don't really know where. It's presumably it's like a basement somewhere.
It's
Someone's
what's his
mom's
face's.
basement.
It's what's his face's mom's house. The
Uh
lead. Um,
oh, it's Warren's.
it's
Okay.
Warren's mom's basement. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Um
later on, a little bit later, he says, "Well, I get to say because this is my mom's house."
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. So the bank robbing demon is throwing himself a little hissy fit in front of Jonathan, Warren, and Andrew, who it turns out were the ones controlling him. Um, and he's bitching about how the Slayer's still alive, even though he robbed the bank for them. And they proceed to
Who the
argue
fuck?
amongst the
Who the fuck ran away? He did.
right, right. Um, so then the three of them proceed to argue amongst themselves and with the demon. And then they come up with a way to um, make the demon happy without them actually having to kill Buffy themselves.
Right. Which
Um,
that way was they were going to each take turns giving him oral.
yes, that's right. That's right. So then we cut to the Summers home later that night, and Giles is decking out the couch to sleep on, and has another heart to heart with Buffy. And
Oh shit! I just put it together just now.
what?
He doesn't have the pimp pad anymore.
No.
Oh, that sucks. We'll never see it again.
Um, so they have another heart to heart, and he tells her that he'll help her go over her finances in the morning. Um,
He could just write
and
her a
then
check because he's got an ass fuckload of money.
And then we cut back to Jonathan, Warren, and Andrew, and they're talking about how they're going to take over some Sunnydale, and um, they uh, continue to argue about not wanting to kill Buffy. But then Warren ends up giving uh, the bank robbing demon Buffy's address and sends him off to kill her anyway. And then we get to the one of my favorite scenes,
Yeah.
probably in the entire series. It's later that night at the Summers home, and Giles goes into the kitchen to, I don't get something to eat, something to drink, I don't know. And Willow's in there also getting a snack. And he asks her for details about the spell that brought Buffy back. And she's all excited, and um uh he she's all excited and bragging about how scary it was, and she's proud of herself. And Giles is like, there's a reason that you know these magics aren't practiced, not excluding the possibility, you know or and outlines all the consequences. And he tells her that he left her in charge of the group because he thought she was the most responsible, and now he sees that wasn't what.
He really he thought Willow was the most responsible after she's
Oh.
already done tons of stupid shit before.
And he says, he's like, clearly he was wrong. And Willow gets upset, and she, says that she would have expected a thank you, and um uh and praise for you know harnessing those magics and whatnot. And Giles gets pissed, and he yells at her that he uh um he's like, you're lucky to be alive, and you don't know what could have happened. And then he calls her a rank arrogant amateur.
Which is not true.
It's not untrue.
The argument could be made.
um
And I want to play a devil's advocate here. He fucked off and left them all holding the bag. So I don't know why he comes in here so holier than thou, when I'm like, hey, you shouldn't have fucked off and left these kids holding the bag on the fucking hellmouth. Sorry, you know?
well, I mean, but again, he left her in charge because he thought she would be more responsible, you know, harnessing the magics that she's learning.
Well,
And
that's his fault, not hers.
well, no, she's out of control, and she needs to be stopped.
you, you are just such an ass eater that you can't see the forest for the trees. I'm not saying
uh
he's wrong about everything he's saying. I'm just saying it's kind of like it's a two-way street there is all I'm saying. And he definitely has fucking culpability in that in what has happened. He just does.
so after he tells her that she's a rank arrogant amateur, he starts to leave, and she basically takes on a very threatening tone. And she's like, uh uh she's basically like, you're right, I'm am very powerful, and perhaps pissing me off isn't a good idea.
So then he punched
And
her in the fucking throat.
then yeah, he punches her right in the fucking throat.
Yep. And she's like, "Oh my
Um,
God, I can't believe it."
I can't believe you hit me. I'm just a girl. And then she what?
You saying I'm just a girl. Oh, shit.
And then he she like almost immediately goes back to her regular, normal tone, and she's like, just focus on the fact that Buffy's back. And he takes the opportunity to remind her that they still don't know where she was or what she's been through. So then we cut to the back porch on the Summers home, and um Spike shows up, and uh Buffy's sitting there, and they have a little exchange about life and finances, and she asks him what he knows about finances.
Okay, the guy that used to have to come to them for like a couple $100, like do a dirty job
Right,
for a couple hundred, like what's he know about finances? Yeah.
right, right. Then we cut into the um uh Summer's kitchen again, and Giles and Dawn have both gotten up for a late night snack, at which point the bank robbing demon uh, busts into the Summers home and starts tearing the place up.
And he's
Which
just like he's got hands full of fish sticks, and he's just like, "Ah!" And then he breaks stuff, and he's like, "Ah!" Tartar sauce is flying.
and which of course brings Buffy and Spike in from outside. And this is kind of funny because as Buffy and the demon are fighting through the house, she like keeps grabbing things, and she's like, not the vase, and like, she's
Yeah,
like, you're gonna have to pay for that. And
yeah.
um they end up, with Spike's help, she ends up directing the fight into the basement. And what happens down there in the basement, Jeremy?
There's a gangbang going on down there. Um, we haven't seen Anya in a while. We find out where she's at. It's crazy. There's fish sticks hanging out of all of her orifices.
Wow.
Okay, sorry. Uh, So the where the fuck did you leave me off at?
Buffy and Mephistophelic are fighting in the basement.
You can't say that name. Um, so uh, Buffy and Spike are, they're kind of tag team gang banging McFishstick. Um, and he latches on to one of the pipes, and Buffy just like loses her shit. Um, because he's like, these are her pipes, right? That they just, and I'm like, wait a minute, are these the new pipes? And where the fuck did they get the money to pay for them?
Right?
And why did she need the loan? Okay, so that part kind of confused me. Um, and then uh, basically, fuck, how did she off him? Did she, did, how'd she off him? I can't remember.
She drowns him.
That was it. Yeah. Drowns him in her own cooch juice. Yeah, that was it. Um, yeah, she drowns. Yeah, they never cleaned the water out of all the water out of the basement.
Yeah.
They went ahead and put all the new piping in, but they're
That's the
like,
thing, like I don't know that those are new pipes, or if she's just pissed that he's damaging the old ones more.
damaging the ones that couldn't be damaged any further. You know what I
I don't
mean?
know.
It's confusing, is what I'm saying. Um, so he's like half fish, but she drowns him. So I'm like, okay, cool, works for me. Uh,
We don't know for a fact that he's half fish. You just made
he
that up
fucking looks
because of
like a
his name.
goddamn fish. Come on. He does it. Tell me he doesn't look like some type of fishial object.
He doesn't look like some type of fishial object.
You're a liar. Um, so let me cut to the nerds. I'm going to call them the nerds. The three who we will get to know quite well as the season goes on. Um, and they basically agree that they're going to put all their efforts going forward into hypnotizing Buffy and making her their willing love slave instead of trying to, you know, kill her or whatever, you know, defeat her. In other words, they want to rape her. I mean, that's what it boils down to. So, yummy. Um, then the Scoobs are, we cut back to the Sumer's house, and the Scoobs are kind of, they're all trying to put like various pieces of broken furniture back together. They're trying to put a lamp back together. Fucking Xander's like, all right, folks, I'm going to call it. It's been 4 hours. There's no saving this coffee table. And um, Buffy and Giles are getting ready to finally sit down and start going through these bills and figuring out, you know, how they're going to go forward. And still, no one has been like, listen, Buffy, I hate to say it, you're going to have to get a fucking job, you know?
Right.
But God forbid that happen. So, but then there's a phone call, an angel, or God damn it, fuck. Um, Buffy goes and answers it, and she comes back, and she's like, and they're like, so what was that all about? And then she's all, yeah, I don't, what? Oh, it was Angel. Angel was on the phone, and she's like, uh, Angel, Angel needs me. And Jaws was like, "Oh, is he in trouble?" And she's like, "No, he's really hot, and I want to go fuck him." And
He's like, she's like, he ain't, she's like, Angel, he heard I was back and he needs to see me. I need to see him. And Giles is like, okay, well, you'll leave for Los Angeles first thing in the morning. And she's like, no, I'm peacing out now, bro. Bye.
yeah, and she literally just turns and walks out. And
Yeah,
I'm like, "You're not even gonna like grab a light jacket or maybe
right.
I don't know your purse or you're just gone."
Yeah.
She's
Well,
like,
she
"No, we're not."
does.
She's like, "We're not meeting in L.A. We're meeting somewhere between here and there."
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She does specify it's gonna be someplace between Sunnydale and Los Angeles.
But what is she doing? Is she just gonna walk there?
I have no idea.
She doesn't have a
No idea.
car. We have established that. So there's no Uber yet. So I don't know.
It's also infuriating as a fan because now that the shows are on separate networks, no more crossovers.
Yeah.
So
It's not like it's not like in the next Angel episode we're gonna get a payoff.
right, no, all we get in the next Angel and the corresponding Angel episode is Angel also being like, I have to go meet Buffy.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
when
he
the
pops he pops a tic tac and fucks off.
and then in the following Buffy and Angel episodes, they both come back from that meeting and they both refuse to talk about it. So we
Yeah.
never know what happens.
Yeah. No, they could have just been playing fucking cards or they
Right.
could have had hell spawn babies. We don't know.
Right. Right.
We're
Um,
left in the dark, James.
and we don't like it.
No, we don't.
No. Um, but that's the end of the episode.
Another very quick moving episode.
Yeah, where are we? What's our time right now?
About the same as it was last time, 44 minutes,
God,
almost 45.
either we're getting real good at this finally.
It only took us 7 fucking seasons to get to the point where we can actually get through an episode. Dude, go back to some of our first and second season episodes, and some of them were over 3 hours long
I
because
know.
we were giving like we were basically just reciting the script along with giving our thoughts on everything. So yeah, it
Yep.
took a hot minute back then.
Um, Jeremy,
Yes,
would
sir.
you like to play everyone's favorite game, Body Count?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna say one.
Yeah, just the Mephistophelic demon.
Just fish sticks. Yep.
Our music, just the original score, as composed by Tommy Wanker. Um, so let's talk about the trio real quick for a minute.
Yeah.
We should everyone should recognize at least two
Warren.
of these people.
Yeah.
Obviously Jonathan, he's been with the show since the beginning. His turn to bad guy is a
It
little bit,
yeah. It
yeah,
doesn't make any sense. It never has, and it never will. They never. It's. I've always said it was. They only used him because he was an established character. It should have been somebody new because Jonathan has never been and never was evil or
right,
even mean, and it's just like, no, I just nah. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
right. Um, and then Warren, uh, everyone should recognize from um the episode with the sex. I was made to love you.
I
Um,
was made for loving you, baby.
that was the episode where uh he he was introduced in that episode. He built the robot girlfriend, and then at the end of that episode, Spike had him build the Buffy bot for his own perverse purposes. The
The
only
Buffy rape bot.
the new character introduced here is Andrew, and he is the brother of Tucker Wells, who was a one-off villain from season three, two
Okay,
or three.
you could be right. I was going to say two, but
Because it was the episode where he released hellhounds on the prom.
right.
Um, so he's Tucker's brother. Um,
Tucker.
Tucker.
Fuck Tucker.
Um,
Sorry, it's a George Carlin
so
bit.
so those are the three members of what will become known as the trio. Um, uh, what else? What else? What else?
Now those three are rank amateurs.
Yeah. The fact that they are this season's big bad is,
Almost awesome.
yeah, yeah, but also at the same time, like, really?
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, you're like, really? But then on other times, you're like, hey, this is funny.
Yeah. Um, Jeremy,
Yes, sir.
on our sliding scale of 1 to 5,
hmm
please tell me how you rate or how many fish stick demons you give this episode.
Like last week, it's gonna be it's gonna be a 3. Um, it was not a bad episode. I'm just gonna repeat can you just roll the tape from last week? Because
I'll just splice in your part from
yeah,
last week.
it applies here too. No, really, it really does. It's a solid episode. It's just not important. I the only thing, man, maybe I should have went with a 3.5. I don't know because we get Giles back and we do get to meet the nerds finally. Um, who, as James has alluded to, are going to be the big bads of the season, for better or for worse. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. So we do get those two reveals or happenings, but by and large, it's kind of it's just a run of the mill episode. Not bad, not great, just good. It's better than bad. It's good. Uh, it just kind of is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it, like I said, maybe it is a little bit more important than last week's episode because of Giles' return and the nerd crew introduction, but it's about the same though. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing about it that makes me just hate it, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those episodes that happened. So I'm going to leave it at that. James,
Yes, sir.
uh, tell me and our fine audience, on our sliding scale of 1 to 5, how many several-month-old fan emails do you give this episode? And give us your final thoughts.
I'm so initially I had it at a 3, but I think I'm gonna bump it to a 3.5.
You fucker, because I said that. I hate everything about you.
I like it significantly more than last week's episode.
Yeah.
Um, it's
I love
I
the
think
nerd crew.
I think it's I think I don't know. Again, and I don't want to talk too much about last week's episode. There was just something about last week's episode that just left me meh.
Like,
Um,
just like not even you didn't even have a semi.
yeah, yeah. This episode though, it was funny. It was there was a lot
It
of
felt a little more Buffy like.
yes, yes,
That's what I was trying to come to earlier.
yeah. Um, and it was very well, not very, but we got again early season introductions to things, which I'm a big fan of. We got the trio, you know, in this episode 4. So we've got our big bads, established right away. I like the fact that, with the exception of Andrew, they're characters that we already know. So there doesn't have
Even though I'm not a fan of
right. I
them.
still don't think that Jonathan makes any sense as part of the trio, but I do like the fact that they're characters we already know, with the exception of Andrew. So there doesn't have to be a lot of backstory to it. Um, what else? Obviously Giles coming back. We kind of talked about that when he left. Like, you knew him leaving didn't have as much of an emotional impact as it should have, because we knew he was going to be back,
Yep.
fairly certain.
Even your first watch through of the show,
Right,
he
right,
didn't know anything. You're like, dude, he's gonna be
right,
back. Like,
right.
you know,
And then um, uh, now that being said, he is only here for a few episodes and then he leaves again.
yeah.
So, but
Well,
anyway.
somebody gotta make that money. That's all I'm saying.
So, but yeah, Giles coming back. Mainly the introduction of the trio. Um, yeah, and the episode overall just felt more Buffy like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a 3.5 for me. I enjoyed it. It had the humor, it had the action, um, and it just felt more on par with what you expect from a Buffy episode. So,
And I liked this bad guy demon much better than the misty poltergeist loser. So
oh yeah, yeah.
even though he looked like a fish stick. So oh, sorry. Are you done?
Yes, I am done.
Okay, good. Jesus. Um, hey, James,
Yeah,
I heard a rumor.
it's true. I do have a third nipple.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week, everybody.
What the part about that rumor that's not true is it's not on my back.
Right. It's on your left butt cheek.
Exactly, it's on my
And it's
ass.
such a strange location for a third nipple. But hey,
Right, right.
you know,
Especially since I had to have the two what the in the right place removed.
right, right. That was for your
Not
own
only
health, though.
right, not only that, but not only is it weird to have a third nipple, really weird that it's on my ass. You want to hear the really, really weird part?
What?
It lactates.
Ooh. Ash juice? Ooh.
Anyway, what's the rumor you heard, my friend?
BuffyRevisited.com takes you to all of our shit. That's the rumor I heard.
Um, no, no, that's a lie.
Oh, okay. Well, then everybody be sure not to go to BuffyRevisited.com because it definitely will not give you a link to our email, which is BuffyRevisited at gmail.com. Yeah. It will also not give you a link to our YouTube page where you can watch this very episode live and in color.
In
Um,
living color.
in living color. It will also not give you a link to our Facebook page where you could not talk with us and discuss Buffy, Angel, and whatever else you wanted. So yeah, definitely don't visit BuffyRevisited.com.
Yeah, don't do that.
It'll be a huge waste of time.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And don't message us because it'll be at least 3 months before James brings it up.
Well, listen, to be fair, when we got those notifications
Uh-huh.
that those people had joined the YouTube
Mhm.
and when RKB sent us that email, we
Mhm.
were like a month into our personal hiatus.
Oh, we had already done season 5.
We had already wrapped season 5.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. Well, from now on, I expect you to come out of your vacation and record a video specifically thanking these fans for taking the time to love us and stroke our egos.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Okay, because I wouldn't at all do that. So,
Eh,
hey, you know what, James?
what, sir?
Next week, we're going to be gaping our way
Jesus Christ.
into, into season 6, episode 5, Life Cereal. This time I'm right. And it's no, it's not the kind of cereal you eat. It's the kind of cereal that kills you.
It's the kind of cereal that kills you.
Yeah. So
Yes.
anyway, have any final thoughts or insults, James?
Nope. Nope.
No? Okay. Well, I personally would like to thank everyone for joining us once again this week. Another short episode, but fuck it. Um, we'll see what we can do about pumping on some. It's all about the episodes themselves.
It
We deal
really is.
we deal with the cards we're given, folks. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week with episode 5. And until then, I've been one of your hosts. I'm Jeremy.
I'm your other host, James.
Ta ta.